Imagine this. You go to bed tonight on Earth and wake up tomorrow on Mars. Red skies stretch across the horizon. Dust storms howl outside. And every breath you take depends on a fragile glass dome above your head. What if humanity suddenly had to call Mars home? Let's start with day one. You open your eyes inside a pressurized habitat. The ground beneath you isn't soil, it's iron-rich dust. The air is too thin to breathe. Step outside without a suit, and your blood would literally boil in seconds. The first problem? Survival. No oxygen, no water, no food. Mars doesn't forgive mistakes. A torn glove or a cracked visor. And you're gone. But here's the kicker. If all 8 billion humans suddenly lived on Mars tomorrow, there wouldn't even be enough habitats or life support systems to go around. Millions would suffocate instantly. Others would fight for limited shelters. Chaos would erupt in minutes. Humanity would be forced into two groups, the few who found safety, and the rest who didn't. But even for those who survived day one, the real problems are only beginning. Let's break it down. What does living on Mars actually mean? Atmosphere Mars has an atmosphere, but it's 95% carbon dioxide. Oxygen makes up just 0.13%, compared to Earth's 21%. Without massive oxygen generators, humans can't survive. Gravity is only 38% of Earth's. At first it sounds fun, jumping 3 times higher, lifting heavy objects with ease. But over months, your muscles and bones would waste away. Hearts weaken. Blood circulation changes. Even childbirth might become impossible. Temperature. Mars is brutally cold. Average temperature, -63 Celsius. Nights plunge to -100. Step outside, and frost would bite through your suit in seconds. Radiation. Mars has no protective magnetic field, which means cosmic radiation constantly bombards the surface. On Earth, you're safe. On Mars, you'd be living under a slow, invisible killer. Cancer, genetic damage, shortened lifespans. It would all accelerate. But science has some answers. Thick underground habitats could shield us. Machines could harvest water from buried ice. Oxygen could be generated by splitting carbon dioxide. Sounds like solutions, right? Not so fast. Scaling these for billions of people is practically impossible. Imagine entire cities competing for a few liters of water, or nuclear reactors barely keeping the lights on. And then comes the psychological question. How long before the human mind breaks under the weight of the red planet? Life on Mars isn't just about surviving the environment, it's about surviving each other. Isolation and mental strain. The skies never turn blue. The air never feels fresh. Every window looks out onto a barren wasteland. For children born on Mars, Earth would be nothing more than a distant myth. Psychologists warn of planetary cabin fever. Imagine being trapped in a metal box with the same 200 people for the rest of your life. Conflicts, paranoia, depression. They'd spread as fast as any virus. Culture and society. And what about society? Earth's nations wouldn't just vanish. Old rivalries would follow us. Imagine Earth governments fighting over who controls Martian resources. Would we see Martian wars over water, oxygen, or farmland? Probably. But here's the twist. Mars could also unite humanity. The need to survive might force humans to cooperate like never before. Shared meals, shared struggles, shared victories. A chance to build civilization from scratch. Without the baggage of Earth's history. Evolution. Now let's think long-term. What happens after a few generations? Mars' gravity would reshape us. Children born there might grow taller, thinner, with weaker bones. Their muscles might adapt to low gravity. Over centuries, Martians could become a new branch of humanity, no longer Earthlings, but something entirely different. And maybe, just maybe, they'd never want to return. But what happens to Earth if all its people suddenly vanish? Let's not forget the planet we left behind. If humanity moved to Mars tomorrow, Earth would fall silent. Cities would stand empty. Forests would reclaim the streets. Skies would clear as pollution vanished overnight. Earth would heal without us. But Mars would struggle to keep us alive. And here's the ultimate paradox. Earth is already the paradise we're searching for on Mars. Abundant air, water, food. Yet we dream of the red planet while slowly destroying the blue one. So, what if we lived on Mars tomorrow? We'd fight to survive, adapt, and maybe evolve into something new. But we'd also be reminded of a painful truth. The most habitable planet in the known universe is the one we already call home. And that raises a bigger question. If we can't take care of Earth, what makes us think we deserve Mars? Stay curious. Stay wondering. This is What If Universe. Subscribe because the next question might change everything.